Hey seniors, if this video touch your souls, then please like, comment and subscribe. It'll give me motivation to make more such content. Topic: the sad truth about depending on others in old age. My dear listeners, before we begin this journey of words and truths, I have a small request. If these words touch your heart, if you find your own life reflected in them, then please subscribe to this channel. It is not just a button you press. It is a way of keeping these conversations alive, of telling me, yes, I am here. I hear you. I feel this too. Youth and independence. When we are young, dependence is something we rarely think about. We live with strength, with freedom, with independence. We walk fast. We run without fear. We carry loads without complaint. If we need something, we do it ourselves. In our 20s, 30s, and even 40s, we often feel unbreakable. We take care of our families. We support our parents. We raise children. We stand like a tree, giving shade, shelter, and strength to everyone around us. But my friends, no tree remains forever unshaken by the winds of time. Slowly, age begins to carve its mark. The hair turns grey, the steps slow down, the back bends, and the once steady hands begin to tremble. This is the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where independence slowly fades and dependence quietly enters. The first signs of dependence. It does not come all at once. Dependence arrives silently, almost unnoticeably. At first, it is simple things. Asking your child to read a small print for you because your eyes blur. Needing help to open a jar that once you could twist easily. Forgetting where you kept your keys and relying on someone else to find them. Then it grows. You cannot climb the stairs as fast. You need a hand while crossing the street. You ask your son to drive you to the doctor because your eyes are not as sharp at night. And then, one day, you realize something. The same people who once depended on you for everything are now the ones you depend on. And that realization pierces the heart. The silent hurt of dependence. Dependence, my dear friends, is not just about needing help. It is about the feelings that come with it. The feeling of being a burden. The fear of being unwanted. The sadness of losing control over your own life. A father who once worked day and night for his family now asks his son for money. A mother who once cooked meals for everyone now waits for her daughter-in-law to serve her. An old man who once fixed everything in the house now cannot even fix his own broken glasses. This hurts more than words can explain. And so, elders often suffer silently. They hide their pain. They swallow their tears. They smile on the outside but break inside. Because the hardest thing for a parent, for a strong soul, is to admit, I cannot do it alone anymore. Loneliness with independence. Dependence also brings loneliness. Not just physical but emotional. You want to call your children, but stop yourself, thinking, they must be busy. You want to ask the company, but you say instead, no, I'm fine. You wait by the phone, by the door, by the window for someone to remember you. And when they don't, the silence becomes heavier than the weakness of the body. My dear listeners, let me pause here to remind you. If you feel these words echoing in your own life, subscribe to this channel. Not for me, but for yourself, so that you never feel alone in this truth. Real stories of dependence. Let me share with you what I have seen in life. I knew an old woman, Fatima. She had spent her whole life cooking, cleaning, serving her children. She would wake before dawn, prepare breakfast, pack lunches, and pray for her family's safety. She gave everything. When she grew old, she needed someone to help her with meals. Her hands shook. Her eyesight faded. But instead of asking, she would say, I already ate, when she hadn't. She would sit quietly, hiding her hunger because she did not want to disturb anyone. Her children loved her, but they were busy. They did not notice the silent sacrifices she still made. She depended on them, but she depended in silence, carrying her pain like a hidden weight. This is the story of millions of elders across the world. The cultural reality. In many cultures, elders are respected, cared for, loved deeply. But even in those cultures, the reality is changing. Families are busier, households are smaller, and sometimes the elderly feel left behind. In other cultures, independence is valued so much that old age becomes almost a punishment. Elders are placed in homes, away from family, visited only occasionally. They depend not on their children, but on strangers, nurses, or caretakers. Dependence, in both cases, carries the same pain, the pain of waiting. Finding dignity in dependence. So what can be done? Should we accept dependence as humiliation? No. Dependence is part of life, but dignity can still remain. 1. Accept with grace. Needing help does not make you less. It means your love, your service, your sacrifices have come full circle. Once you carried others, now they carry you. 2. Stay active where possible. Walk, stretch, read, write, plant flowers, cook small meals. Small acts of independence keep your spirit alive. 3. Speak your needs. Do not stay silent. Tell your children what you need. Speak honestly, so they understand you are not weak, you are simply human. 4. Stay connected. Find friends of your age, neighbors, community groups. Sometimes companionship eases the weight of dependence. 5. Pass on your wisdom. You may depend on others physically, but spiritually, emotionally, and mentally you are still a guide, a teacher, a light. Share your wisdom, your stories, your truths. That is independence of the soul. To the younger generation, and to those listening who are not yet old, remember this. One day, you too will grow old. You too will need someone. Treat your parents today the way you want your children to treat you tomorrow. Do not wait until they are gone to realize their worth. Sit with them. Listen to them. Hold their hands, even if they tremble. Show them that dependence does not mean they are a burden. It means they are still loved, still needed, still cherished. Final reflection. My dear friends, the sad truth of dependence is heavy. But let us not forget. Dependence is not weakness, it is the cycle of life. You depended on your parents as a child. They depended on you as you grew. And now, in old age, dependence returns, not as shame, but as the completion of love's circle. So if you are old, do not see yourself as a burden. And if you are young, never let your elders feel unwanted. Because one day, when your hair turns grey and your steps slow down, you too will long for the same kindness. So I ask you again, my dear listener, subscribe to this channel because here, we remind each other of truths that the world often forgets. And remember this final truth. **** Dependence may weaken the body, but it cannot weaken the dignity of a soul that has lived, loved, and sacrificed for others. ***.